Um, this is me making good on a tag video. Actually, it was suggested to me by Amal ZD, and I want to welcome you to my campfire this evening. If we have some time at the end, I might tell you a little campfire story, but if not, I might save it for another night. So, are you all tucked into your sleeping bags? Getting ready to go to bed? Here is our campfire for the night. If you've never gone camping under the stars with some tents and some friends or some family, I highly suggest that you do. I don't know if this will be a full ASMR video for you, because it's mostly about you getting to know me better, but it's also about me getting to know you better. So feel free to answer any of these questions yourself in the comments below. This is a flameless candle, but for ASMR it will be our campfire. Okay. So let's get started. Sorry about that. Alright, this or that tag. Math or English? My mom was an English teacher for a long time and then became an assistant principal. My dad was an aerospace engineer, so both were really important growing up, but I did better in English, and I am currently a freelance writer and editor, so English wins. But we do need a lot more engineers in the world, and my dad passed away a couple of years ago. Still the hardest thing that I've ever gone through in my life. And I've had some challenges, but that's definitely the hardest. And he used to say that the numbers would dance in his head. He would tutor math for kids at school, like Mensa kids. But my brother and I never fully, we both did better at English. But we both have a healthy respect for the sciences and math because of my dad, and English because of my mom. So, summer or winter is the second question. I'm someone who doesn't like to limit my choices by choosing very often because I want to experience everything life has to offer. So I hate to be so arbitrary, but I love list making too, so this is fun. This is good that it's forcing me to make some choices. Summer or winter? For camping, obviously we need some warm weather so that we can sleep out under a canopy of stars at night, right? So for that, summer. But when winter comes around, I'll be just as happy because I love snow, and I'm not that good at snowboarding yet, but I hope to be one day. And my dad took me skiing and to the snow when I was really little all the time. We were in a group together. My dad did Indian guides and Indian princesses with both my older brother and then with me. So I was an Indian princess, and we had winter camp and summer camp. So snow camp, where we would have like snowman competitions, and when I was really young we made a snow mermaid. She was huge, and we used red licorice for her lips, and I don't know what we used for her eyes. Probably coal or something, but that was our entry into the Camp Little competition at snow camp, and we went horseback riding in the snow and did the campfire songs and all that kind of a thing, and thawing out with hot chocolate by the campfire. So I have some very, very good memories. He also taught me how to ski with his friend, who was this championship hiker that climbed Mount Whitney by himself in like 9 hours. If you don't know what Mount Whitney is, look it up. And my dad also did that. So a lot of good winter memories, and I love rain, I love weather, I love lightning and thunder. As long as I'm safe and I can observe, extreme weather, then I think that's really cool. But summer, we did summer camp and camping and all that kind of a thing when I was young too, so I just love seasons. California, where I live was pretty mild, so we would always have to go on road trips to really get to snow or leaves changing or anything like that. So I have a lot of good memories with my family and just growing up, and my friends, camping and everything. So I love all seasons, and I really can't decide. So I'll say summer right now, because that's the first day of spring was yesterday, right? But when it gets to winter, then it'll be winter, so all good. Number 3, morning or evening? I like when I happen to get up early enough to see the hot air balloons outside of my apartment. But evening, I'm definitely a night owl. Full House or Family Matters? Family Matters was what you watched after Full House when there was nothing else on. For me. Uncle Jesse was hot, and the little girls became billionaires for being cute, and there's nothing wrong with being a billionaire for being cute in my book, so there you go. Where are we? Tea or coffee? Number 5. Coffee. I have my gold card at Starbucks, and I also love tea, but I can't go without my coffee for very long. It's not a pretty sight. Oh, and when I went to Australia, and you order a tall or a shorts or a white or black, we order completely differently here. But all that matters is we all have coffee in every country, so it's all good. But I love black tea. Earl Grey tea is my favorite in the world, but I like chai tea, chai green tea, and I don't really like it with sugar or a lot of sweetener in it, unless it's chai tea. But my cupboard's full of it. Okay. Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings? Well, I've said in a previous video, if I could be a mythical creature, that I would be a fairy. And they don't play a major role in either movie. But I think they're weird little, they make a little appearance being weird little things in Harry Potter. And I don't think there's any fairies. There's only elves in Lord of the Rings as far as I remember. But it's been a few years since I've watched it. I did have a record in my Sony record player of The Hobbit when I was a kid that I used to fall asleep to. So I have a healthy respect for Lord of the Rings. And Liv Tyler and Orlando Bloom were like heavenly creatures in that movie. But Harry Potter, because it's more current, and I think that the fans of it are even more passionate about keeping that whole world alive and going all the time. So, black or white? Black, because when in doubt for a formal or a work event, I always end up in black. Or going out if I am not sure what to wear. You know, I had the best chance of looking good and slender and whatnot in black. Dogs or cats? Number 8. I miss my kitty very much. She, we lost her, well, we had her for 12 years and she passed away. Well, we think she passed away. She kind of disappeared. We think she probably went off on her own, but it was really hard. She was an indoor and outdoor cat, but she loved being outdoors, and she was very wise and could take care of herself really well. But if I have a cat again, then she or he will probably be mainly indoor cat. I know, that's a good debate. I don't know what's better, to keep your cat indoors or to let it have a full life and be out doing its thing half the time. So I don't know if I'll get some interesting feedback from you guys on that. I'm sure there's a lot of opinions. But I have 2 dogs who run my world that I had to bribe to be quiet for this video. So they rule my world at the moment. I love all animals. I'm very passionate about trying to protect them and do what we can to help that situation, overpopulation, and treatment of animals around the world. I'm very, very passionate about that. So, yeah, but dogs. McDonald's or Burger King? They did a study that showed that Burger King fries have a gazillion calories, the most calories out of any that you can have. And I love fries and chicken McNuggets from McDonald's, especially with honey and barbecue sauce. But just pure honey, you don't always know you can ask for it, but you can at McDonald's. They have little packets of it. And the chicken McNuggets are awesome with that. Cake or pie? I am a huge fan of whipped cream. So, cake and frosting. So there's more of a chance that there's going to be frosting on cake than there is on pie. So, if I have to choose, cake. Chocolate or vanilla? Vanilla, because whipped cream tastes more like vanilla than chocolate. but I love both. Jocks or nerds? Preferably, you're a little of both. Ideally, you would be a little bit jock, a little bit nerdy. But I can accept if you're completely nerdy, but if you're a jock and you have no nerd in you at all, we probably won't get along. If you're too cool for school, then I'm a goof. Like, I guess Amal thinks she is too, but whatever. She's a stone cold fox. I don't know if I mentioned she's the person who tagged me on this to do this, encouraged me to do this, so I'll link her in the description. But yeah. However, I have a healthy respect for jocks. You guys give so much commitment to staying in shape, and that's cool. I dated a jock all through high school and most of college for a long time. And I spent most of my high school at wrestling and football matches supporting him. So, my current fiance is a big computer nerd, and I've become that way too. But I've also gotten more active in the last few years. I go through stints of being not jockish, but more active, and then more nerdy. Alrighty. Cable or internet? Internet. Easy. Because I watch all my TV shows on Netflix and Hulu at my leisure, so definitely. Cable is really not required any longer. And I don't have it currently. MySpace or Facebook? I have to take this moment to encourage all of my ASMR fans to like International ASMR Day on Facebook. Definitely Facebook. I mean, MySpace isn't really an option. My brother has a band that MySpace, when it was popular in its heyday, really helped to spread the word about his band. And he still is an indie band, but they do tour the country and they have quite a following thanks to MySpace. So it was kind of the leader, but it's times move on in the internet. So I was never on Facebook very much before or after any of those popularity phases, even with my family and friends, but for ASMR it's been amazing. So please come if you're an ASMR fan and find me on Facebook if you haven't. But April 9th, 2012 is International ASMR Day, and the way that you're going to get the most information and get involved with that is by liking the International ASMR Day page on Facebook. I also want to say, for those of you who think that you are just out there looking around for videos on your own and you don't know what I'm talking about, when I say ASMR community, I highly suggest you find me on Facebook, and I'll point you the way to some amazing groups with thousands of people who talk about ASMR pretty much every day and are in the same boat as you. And I also suggest you check out REDDIT space ASMR. Google it and then find the listing rankings for ASMR videos, and you will see there's over 12,000 subscribers on that list of people looking for ASMR videos, and you are definitely not alone. So if you want to get more involved in chatting about ASMR and trying different types of ASMR videos, then you can use that as a resource aside from just searching through YouTube randomly. Okay, off my soapbox about that. The Simpsons or Family Guy? Oh, and it's also a really good way to connect with your favorite whisperers, aside from me, by the way. Gentle whispering, Amal, a lot of us are on Facebook, so come find us and join the fun. Alright, The Simpsons or Family Guy? Love both. Grew up with the Bartman. Grew up with Eat My Shorts. Had the CD, but Family Guy. Just for its staying current and wit, and I can't live without Stewie. I can't. He's hilarious. The broccoli must die. If you don't know what I'm talking about with that quote, I'm sorry. You should start watching Family Guy. Coke or Pepsi? Coke, regular Coke and Pepsi are too sweet for me. Diet Coke wins, then Coke Zero, and then Diet Pepsi. I think a lot more people prefer Pepsi these days, but for me it's Diet Coke. Batman or Superman? Well, I like both, especially the guy from Smallville version of Superman, because he is smoking hot. Sorry guys, but he is. But Batman, because The Dark Knight recently subscribed to my channel. So if you're watching this, The Dark Knight, thank you. And I noticed your name, and I really like that you took the time. And I was just talking about with my Facebook friends that I did not know superheroes had ASMR, but apparently they do, which is cool. Okay, so Batman. And he's darker and edgier and sexier. But then Superman can fly and has actual superpowers. Okay, Superman, but Batman wins in the sexy department. Alright. Fantasy or reality? I like to incorporate as much of both as possible into my life. I do nerd out on Second Life when I can. Yes, that online 3D world thing. If you play Second Life, let me know and I'll let you know my username and we can chill. I've made a lot of friends from that. Yeah. But reading books, watching, fantasy movies and everything like that, I think is really, I don't know, I try to do it as often as I can, and I think it's a good thing. So, I believe that, fantasy can kind of benefit your reality in a lot of ways, and help you to be more creative and imaginative in your thinking. So, and don't forget, I might just be a fairy. You never know. So, maybe my fantasy is my reality. Alrighty. Comedy or horror? Comedy. But I love the Paranormal Activity 3 movies, except the last one was a little sketchy. And The Ring and What Lies Beneath. I like a lot of suspense. I don't like gross stuff. Like that, what was that? The Evil Dead 2? That was such a disgusting movie. It was like oatmeal for brains. Sorry, that's not very relaxing to think about. But it was disgusting. I couldn't eat oatmeal for months after I watched The Evil Dead 1 or 2. So, if it's a good movie, I'll watch either, but comedy wins. Pancakes or waffles? Pancakes, if especially Swedish pancakes or crepes, win over waffles. But I like toaster waffles at home. Baked or fried? Baked, because I'd usually rather spend my calories on dessert. So maybe fried dessert. But yeah, I like healthy food. But I like fried chicken. But too much fried is overdoing it sometimes, and it gets a little bit too rich. Sometimes. Sometimes it's all good. China or Japan? My best friend is Korean American. She's actually probably more American than I am. And I don't know, embracing the American culture. But I love all three cultures. Love anime. And all the cute little things that Asian culture has. And also Memoirs of a Geisha. I love that book. But South Korea. Koreans, because my best friend is Korean. And I love going karaoke in Koreatown with my friend. So, my best friend. Hamburgers or hot dogs? Hamburgers, especially from the place called Five Guys or In-N-Out. Salt or pepper? Salt. I am addicted to popcorn, movie popcorn, with real butter on it and lots of salt on it. I know it's awful, but I love salty and sweet things. Okay, peanut butter or jelly? Peanut butter, because if you had to live on something for a few days, you would pick peanut butter. It's sweet and salty, and it has protein and carbs, so it's like a little complete, and fat, so it's kind of a complete meal when you're in a pinch. Let's see how our campfire's doing. Is everyone asleep in their sleeping bags yet? I know. I may do this setup again and tell some campfire stories to go to bed. What do you guys think? This be our little powwow time. We'll see. Okay. Boxers or briefs? Boxers for me, because they're good for pajamas. But let's see. Yeah, boxers or boxer briefs over briefs. Amazon or eBay? Definitely Amazon. I have Amazon Prime, and I don't know what I would do without Amazon. I rarely ever use eBay, though. TV shows or movies? TV shows right now. I love Vampire Diaries, Glee, The Bachelor. I know, sad. But I like Being Human. But it's almost the Hunger Games. And I love going to the movies so I can have movie popcorn. And so I love both. I actually worked on a TV show. Okay, so this is something you guys don't know about me. When I was just out of college, for my undergrad, I ended up as a production assistant for a while for the TV show in America called Extreme Makeover Home Edition. And I was with them for almost a full season. And got to travel all over the States with them. And it was like one of the best times of my life. So, little tidbit about me. So I learned a lot about TV production there, and also my best friends in the industry, light years ahead of me. Yeah. But, anyway, so, little tidbit. Moving on. Pen or pencil? Pencil for ASMR purposes, because it has more of a scratchy sound to it. But pen when I'm writing by hand. Phone call or in person? Not phone call, in person or on Skype or on instant message or text, but in person, of course. Video games or board games? Love playing cards with family and friends, and I love board games. So if I could have y'all over at my house, then I would prefer that because it's more interactive and fun and everything. But I love video games too. And I have PS3. And I'm really indecisive, I'm sorry. But I wonder if we could play Trivial Pursuit somehow for one of my ASMR things. I don't know. Anyway, next is my dog settling. I don't know if that camera picked that up or not. Sorry about that. Shower or bath? I take mostly showers, but I adore baths. But the water doesn't seem to stay hot long enough here for me to totally fill up the tub. And I get antsy after a while in the bath and overheated, but I really love them. But shower. Rain or snow? I already talked about that. I love all weather and all seasons, so I can't really make a really good decision. But I would pick snow because I don't get to be in the snow as often as rain. If I had to choose. Pixar or DreamWorks? I love all animated films mostly. Most recently, The Lorax was really good. I suggest you see it if you have not. But DreamWorks has Spielberg, which is pretty hard to beat. I'll say DreamWorks, I guess, but no, I don't know. Pixar was a forerunner. Can't decide. I suck. Sorry about that. I fail on that question. 30 Rock or The Office? We still have a lot more questions to go. I'm glad you guys like long videos because I talk a lot. The Office. I got to see 30 Rock before it ever got put on the network because of a project I was working on at the time. So I really love Tina Fey, but The Office is so funny, and I love Steve Carell. So yeah. And rock or rap. I like all genres of music. If it sounds good, I like it. Ketchup or mustard? Ketchup. If I'm having a hot dog, it will have ketchup, mustard, or relish on it pretty much every time, and onions sometimes. Or chili and cheese. Paper or plastic? I'm more likely to use plastic. Santa Claus or Easter Bunny? Easter Bunny, because I have to get a good word in because Easter is soon. If it was closer to Christmas, I would pick Santa Claus. Gotta be smart about it, right? Lucky Charms or Tricks? Lucky Charms. Mayo or Miracle Whip? Mayo. Pickles or olives? Olives. Love olives. With a passion. Every kind. Dr. Pepper or Mountain Dew? I hate Mountain Dew. Diet Dr. Pepper. Alright, so that's all of the questions. I believe I'm almost at 40 minutes again. Sorry about that, guys. But hopefully you're either drifting off or you're enjoying this little powwow. And I guess we'll end it there, and I will save some campfire stories for another video, if you guys would like that. So let me know what you think about my answers, and I will see you guys soon in my next video. I haven't forgotten a lot of the requests, and I'll be getting to those as I go. Alright, thank you for joining me. I hope you sleep very soundly tonight, and stay very relaxed, and have safe travels back from our little camping trip tonight. Alright, good night, guys.